You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 81 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, FatalSaint? We are here on the fields of Semois to bring you a game featuring a faction that we haven't featured for a little while, partially due to Coming to Heroes 2, and partially because we just haven't had that many games involving the opposing front's factions. But today we're going to be seeing a game with the Panzer Elite.
Who will be playing the Panzer Elite faction in this game and this matchup, Tommy?
It will be the man Complexity. He's going to be going up against the Frenchman Pepsi, or is Pep as he's going by for this game.
So it's US versus France, and it's streamer versus streamer on Semois. It's dusk or nighttime. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but we do have Pepsi as the Americans and Complexity as the PE. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
And today we are Rebels at the 6-second marks, and we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And straight off the bat, we do have Pepsi going for the normal 2 engineer start, but a WSC opening.
A WSC opening. Interesting stuff.
Snipers?
Could be snipers, could be 30 cals tend to be pretty integral to any kind of sort of fast WSC strategy. I don't know, some players can make it work. Like there were whole guides dedicated to people who did exclusively WSC starts against PE. I could never crack it myself, and recently sort of Aimstrong's rifleman and flamer spam strategy has sort of come to the fore as like the best kind of anti-PE strategy. So people tend to just do that these days.
Yeah, I guess I'm not exactly sure what happened to the falling out of the WC openings against PE, because I've seen it back in the day, or not even that long ago. You know, you saw WSC openings against PE, and then it just kind of changed, and no one does it anymore. But gonna be fun to see Pepsi actually attempted to do it, and we do have a sniper start at least for his WSC. So sniper is his initial unit choice from his WSC building. So 2 engineers, so nothing else. So you know, I guess his main problem, especially against the PE Kettenkrad, is going to be capping maybe.
Yeah, a sniper opening seems a little weird, honestly.
Risky.
It's very risky, it leaves you very vulnerable, and it sort of relies on your opponent doing a very particular kind of start. I don't know sort of whether Complexity style is really going to play into a sniper opening, because we've had a PG, and then a Ketten. So 2 Kettens and 2 PGs out from the PE player at the moment. So lots of capping for the PE player versus not much capping for the US player. It's sort of the opposite position to what we're used to.
Yeah, I see this can actually turn out kind of, bad for Pepsi if he doesn't get... Well, he actually just increased his infantry squads a little bit now and added another engineer into the mix. So at least he has 3, fairly reliable capping units now in the engineers, and the sniper basically has to do all the shooting. But the Complexity is technically quite easy. He was just garrisoning the building there, having a look around with these P2 PGs, keeping them very, nice and together. And the Keta now reveals the WSC opening and sees this sniper, which he starts pushing around. He might actually go after it now with the 2 PE squads. He's got the G43 squad, just lost a man to the sniper, but that Ketten is doing some very nice and annoying pushing as usual, and the sniper is forced to retreat.
Well, therein lies the inherent risk of a sniper first strategy. It's left Pepsi without any kind of follow-up, and a sniper that only managed to take 1 shot before getting forced to retreat. And honestly, I'm surprised he didn't take more damage there, given the range he was at.
Yeah, it was fairly lucky, and he was running down the road, and he, went in and out of negative cover. But we do actually have a Rax now from Pepsi as well. So, right now he's just going to be pretty much outgunned, I think, in every engagement. He's got 3 engineers. They're so-so against P-Grants. They're actually fairly okay against P-Grants close-up. But, when he starts piling on more units, you know, you gotta consider that both the WSC and the barracks cost quite a bit of manpower. That's basically 2 units.
We're seeing some nice usage of these engineers here by Pepsi. He grouped them both up behind the building, so he was only taking on 1 PG squad at a time, and actually forced one of them to retreat with a bit of sniper support. So not going terribly for Pepsi, but also not going great either. The Ketan goes there. It's really funny how he can reveal it, but he doesn't have a gun. He can't do anything to it.
Just knife him in the back, you know. We've always been talking about the Ketan crowd. Yeah, Jeep from the racks first. So he went 2 engineers, WSC with a sniper, built a 3rd engineer to put his racks up and get a Jeep out. This is very unconventional. Very, very strange for me to see this happening.
Very odd opening indeed.
But the Jeep is actually fairly okay against the Kettenkrats.
Oh, it's very good against Kettenkrats.
And Complexity has 2 of them, so the Jeep is not a terrible idea.
No, I mean, it's one of the best counters around when you need to take down an annoying Kettengrad, especially if your opponent goes Luftwaffe and he needs to try and decloak those suckers, then they can be very handy.
The Jeep increased decloaking radius is really good against cloaked units like Storms and Kettenkrats, for example. But, you know, as we can see right now, the superior capping powers from Complexity in the early game kind of got nullified as he tried to contain Pepsi in the base outside of his cutoff. So, right now, the map is kind of split 50-50.
Yeah, surprisingly so. I mean,
ooh,
you
nice
would have
damage
thought that Pepsi would have lost a lot more territory in this time, and that sniper continuing to pick units off. And very quickly, we actually have a Vet 1 sniper already with 6 kills there. Those PGs really do give out a ton of XP, and now we have our first counter, our first reaction replay here from Complexity, going with an infantry half-track, so he'll be able to shoot out the top. But one thing to be very wary of with PE infantry half-track is that 1 sniper shot will kill 2 guys, so you've really got to watch out for that.
I'm starting to think that Pepsi might be going for a little bit of a cheese tactic by stealing the base flak whirling from the PE player. He's just popping away at the flak whirling at maximum range with his sniper, and he's getting line of sight from his Jeep here. But here comes the infantry half-track, but the Jeep most likely spotted them through the fog of war with this increased sight radius, and the sniper actually instantly retreats, but it is getting chased now.
This could be very bad. This could be very bad to see. If any mines, no mines on the retreat path. That sniper's gotta be gone. There he goes.
Yeah, very nice kill for Complexity. That's worth quite a lot in my book, getting that infantry half-track and instantly basically getting a net gain from building that. Killing a sniper is always good if you're PE. You don't want your low-man PE squads getting picked away constantly.
No, you do not. This could actually be a very bad position here for Pepsi. His little reign of terror with the sniper is over, and now the infantry half-track is on the field, virtually uncontested. I mean, where are the rifles?
There's no rifles. He's basically put a fuel OP and then put his supply yard up in his base. So all of his manpower is basically going into buildings instead of units. So basically he can't afford anything. He's barely at 300 manpower right now, and he doesn't really have that much. He's got a second sniper cooking now after losing the initial one. But, you know, he doesn't really get that many units considering he's spending a lot of manpower in building buildings. There's a nice mine base.
There we go. Nice position for the mine, but he's just going to be able to jump out and repair it. And of course, we saw just a minute ago, the PGs got, the Kettans got the repair ability. So hopefully we're going to be seeing some kind of interesting vehicle-based strategy from the PE player, and not just
so he went
the PG
TD,
blobs.
so tank destroyers means he could probably get an Hetzer or something like that if he chose to get one of those. And he might actually need some form of AT as the motor pool is just finished in Pepsi's base.
Ooh, that could be bad, actually. I mean, if we see a very quick M8, I mean, it's, you know, if he can start building M8 as soon as it's finished.
Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, combined with the fuel OP, he had plenty of fuel income, 28 income, even though he's just sitting on that fuel outside of his base and the fuel on the left-hand side of the map. He doesn't actually have anything else. So, you know, with the OP, he could easily get that M8 out as soon as he had the manpower for it.
And instead of going for an AT half-track from Complexity, we actually have a mortar half-track. So presumably he's expecting more in the way of support weapons and 30 cals and stuff that is good against mortars, or good for mortars to kill. But oh dear.
Is he locking the Ketan in between the OP, the Hedge, and the Jeep?
Oh dear.
That was a nice kill from Pepsi, I gotta say. Nice little trick there. You can't push jeeps around. You can push Pigrens around or you can push American infantry around with Kettenkrats and Axis infantry with jeeps, but you can't push light vehicles with light vehicles.
You know what used to be really weird? When you could push around... Oh, he's found... Is he going to go over the same mine? No, he reveals the mine with the Ketten. He's going to be careful, though. He doesn't want to be sitting right on top of that when the decloak goes away.
This is a problem now. The M8 is on the field from Pepsi, and he had plenty of munitions to get both upgrades. The skirts are already finished, and the top gunner is actually trying to build... he's focus firing down the mine. It's still revealed due to the Ketten spotting it before, but there it goes.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Terrible! Oh, terrible. I bet that he actually right-click attacked the mine just as it was recloaking, and he just ran into it instead. Made it
very
a
real
command
danger
instead
of
an attack
losing
command.
his mortar half-track now before it even managed to do almost anything.
Oh, I don't think he got a single kill.
Yeah, he got 2 kills, but
2 kills.
Barely. I mean, well, it's definitely not worth it.
Definitely not worth it, no. Did he just lose an engineer outside of his base?
So,
I see a dead engineer. There's a 2-man engineer squad in the base, and I saw the sniper retreating as well, but I'm not sure if he lost it or not. But the sniper is actually hunted inside the American base now. He did cloak, and he's trying to hide him away.
Oh, there's another M8. This one's unskirted, but it doesn't matter because he's going up against an infantry half-track, so he has nothing really to fear. Damage engine on that, and it's driving right in front of the 30 cal emplacement. That's going to go down. Back in the center, a PG goes down, sniped on retreat by this now Vet 1 M8 here, doing huge damage to PGs at close range. Could be in danger of losing a second squad here.
Oh, if the main gun just would have fired a little bit quicker, he could have got another Pigren squad annihilation there. But right now I see on the map that complexity is not actually... He doesn't really have more than 2 units. 3 units now.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Raid usage. Using the Jeep to go and decap the +10 fuel. Very nice.
Well, the first Panzer squad, the first tank buster squad from complexity is out, and that forces the Jeep to actually maneuver away from decapping the fuel point outside of the PE base. One Shrek could potentially kill it, with at least with just a little bit of small arms fires from the two car rifles on those tank busters.
I don't know, one tank buster squad, those 2 M8s, in the condition they're in right now, which is virtually untouched. Oh no, was that a Telemine?
That must have been a Tellermine.
Oh,
that must have been a Tellermine.
Telemined a Jeep. Actually, to be honest, if anything was going to hit that Telemine, the best thing would have been the Jeep.
You think so? What about the M8 that's skirted? It probably
no, I mean from Pepsi's perspective.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, losing the Jeep is, the easiest choice to lose if you gotta choose between your fully upgraded M8s or the Jeep. I guess the Jeep has to die. But yeah, another Tellermine is going down by complexity just at that outside of his base to the right-hand side of the fuel. So, some defensive Tellermines. He doesn't want to get base rushed, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's sort of keenly aware after Pepsi was sniping out the gunners on that flak veering in the early game. I think he's just a little bit cautious about some kind of dodgy, cheesy tactics. But both sides have really strange armies in that they're both really small.
Very strange, yeah.
They're sort of complexity trying to react to what is a very odd set of builds from Pepsi here with this kind of tech over units strategy. More Panther Shreks as well coming in. We now have 2 of these units armored Panther Shreks and 2 armored G43s, and yet more Telemines going down from complexity. Or he started one here on the left hand side but cancelled it.
And we did have a minesweeper upgrade on one of the engineers from Pepsi. Quite clearly a reaction to losing the Jeep on the Tellermine. He knows that TD has been chosen. He might have known that before even hitting a Tellermine, as you can actually see that on the Kettenkrad. They actually changed their little loadout depending on what doctrine you choose. So, getting a sweeper so he can sweep Tellermines. Every Tellermine he sweeps is just pure gain.
These 2 M8s of Doom coming in to try and do some damage to this PG squad. One Shrek goes in, gets a hit, but does relatively little, honestly.
Yeah. fairly low damage. Very low health engineer squad is chased back to base by its infantry track with a G43 P-Grand squad in it, and it gets annihilated. But we do have the first rifleman squad from Pepsi now on the field, and he does have 2 snipers now. Not only the 1, but 2. But one of them has 3 kills, and the other one is brand new, 0 kills. They haven't really had the opportunity to kill many P-Grands because Complexity is kind of just staying on the left-hand side and staying away, and he's just trying to deal with these double M8s now.
Fairly unsuccessfully, unfortunately, so far. He needs some proper AT, and I think that's why he's just put up the tier 4 building. Isn't yet building an AT half-track, but I'm sure he will be shortly, because that will be the ultimate counter to this kind of M8 spam.
Yeah, the snipers can't kill the light AT half-track, and you can thread break an M8, and you basically always get a destroyed or immobilization. So a destroyed engine is quite enough, as the main gun on the light AT half-track is enough to kill the M8s, because it's reliably gonna penetrate it every time. What just exploded?
Oh, it was a Telemine. Beautiful Telemine right at that crossroads there. Takes out an M8. That was a very, very nice place for a Telemine.
Very nice gain from killing. I think that was actually the M8 that was already damaged, so it was properly doomed after hitting that Telemine, as it wasn't fully topped off. Its health was down to around 60% or so after taking a Shrek to the face before. So, you know, that's 100 munitions, just the upgrades. So that basically, you know, you already get a benefit from just wasting 1 Telemine killing an M8 in the munitions department. And then you gotta factor in the manpower and the fuel as well.
I think Pepsi was trying to build a tank trap there, sort of a very quick, hasty tank trap in that...
Oh yeah, it fell apart.
It did fall apart after one hit point was shot away.
We did have the snipers going at the P-Grants in the center, forcing both of the squads to retreat. Yeah, he's got 2 snipers now. One is actually already vet 1 with 4 kills. That's insane. 4 kills, that's nothing.
I can hear the sound of the AT half-track now finally out on field. Fairly late at the 15-minute mark, but it is finally here. Some proper AT that's gonna do a good job of taking down these M8s, and also up to 50 fuel now for the tier 4 building. So perhaps we could be seeing some Hotchkiss action, because I know that the title of this replay was Hotchkiss. So hoping to see some of those little French tanks going at it.
Yeah, the Hotchkiss is a really good counter, especially with light armor, and it's even with the up
heavy
gun.
armor.
Yeah, the up gun actually rips like Pershings apart, which is kind of silly.
No, I mean, it's true. 2 Hotchkiss, upgun Hotchkiss, when circle strafing, will beat a single Pershing. Which is totally nuts. Like, it totally should not be like that, but that's what happens, because the upgun gives them basically full penetration. An upgun Hotchkiss will never bounce.
Isn't it something silly like the upgun Hotchkiss gets 300% penetration or something? I just remember seeing the numbers back in the day when it was introduced, and someone did it, added it on co-stats. I was like, what? The percentages is like that. It's just silly. It's going to penetrate everything. And then I saw Hotchkisses against Pershings. I was like, yep, it does penetrate everything, because that's the heaviest American armor there is. There's not going to be anything else that's not going to be penetrated when a Pershing gets penetrated every single shot.
Yeah, it's crazy. And actually, we will be seeing some Hotchkiss, because Tier 4 is now being teched, or the Tier 4 upgrade is now being teched. And look at these 2 M8s of Doom going in, taking out a Kettengrad, leaving no survivors.
Yeah, the light AT half-track is trying to respawn, but he got stuck at firing on some engineer sweepers in a building. The snipers are now trying to get to work at the P-Grants. One of the snipers actually missing a shot on those 3 P-Grand squads. He had plenty of targets and actually missed.
You know, the AT half-track is actually a pretty good sniper counter as well. What with the focus fire ability, you can
I like
really you can nail snipers with that. I've seen people make great use out of the cloaked Ketten and AT half-track combination to deal with US sniper spam against PE.
It's quite funny, the focused fire, even if the fire is shot, even if the sniper, while the tracer is going on, you know, while the shot is flying through the air, even if the sniper cloaks, if it's used focused fire, it's still gonna hit him. Even in cloak. I've seen that happen plenty of times. It's kind of silly.
No, this immobilized M8 here, and these 2 snipers are in real deep trouble. One of them's getting focus fired. One of the M8s goes down. The other sniper getting focus fired down as he retreats, but he's probably going to be able to make it out of there. First sniper veterancy for one of the PG squads. Picks himself out some offensive veterancy, but the second M8 is coming up into point-blank range with this light AT half-track.
I don't know who's gonna win that. M8 is actually quite damaged, and Pepsi decides to back away and hide behind the hedge. But the light 80 half-track, due to the threat of the rifles and there could be stickies, has to actually get away as well. So it can't pursue the M8, which is probably a good idea considering the gun is fixed and going around hedges and stuff. The M8 is just gonna start circle strafing it.
Incredibly, he's actually going to make it out of there with both the infantry half-track and the light AT half-track without getting...
Oh. M8 might be in pursuit.
Have I spoken too soon?
It's too late. Too late.
I would have loved to see it like another tele go off. Like, it's some pretty sweet. It's just a great map for mines in general, and once you start throwing in mines on crack, which can one-hit kill M10s, then you've got some really insane mines.
Yeah, the Teller mines can easily kill any light armor and even the lighter tank destroyers from the American player. I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe against the British faction, they can also fairly, pretty much, Stewards, for example, I think they also die in one hit from a Teller mine.
Yeah, they're not to be sniffed at. And one thing you can do, which is pretty funny, is get 18 aids as well, and then you can set them off at will. You can just chuck an 18
Throw
aid
it
onto a telemine, and then you can use them for anything. Like if a massive blob of infantry is running over, a telemine will not just kill them, it will vaporize infantry that happen to be caught near it.
Yeah, it does pack quite a punch, actually, those Teller mines. They're fairly expensive, and I can't exactly remember what the munitions cost. Is it 75 or is
either
it
50 or 75?
Yeah, is it 50 or is it 75? I don't know my PE very well.
No, neither do I. They are pricey though.
Yeah, and they are only set off, unless you do as Tommy say and throw 18 nades on them. They're only set off by vehicles.
Well, we have the clown car infantry half-track here.
Over the M8. A mine?
Did he just lay a mine underneath?
Yeah, he did. And it exploded.
Oh,
it was
no.
Splash.
That was a heck of a waste right there.
Yeah, 50 munitions down the drain for... I'm not exactly sure why he would do that. Who knows? But the infantry half-track gets sticky, gets immobilized, and then dies to small arms fire. So he did manage to kill one of the light PE vehicles, and now everything from complexity is actually getting circled. Double sticky on the light 80 half-track as well, and there is plenty of rifle fire now to handle these P-grants, and they're both forced to retreat with some support from the two grease guns on the two sweeper engineers in the building from Pepsi.
That was not a great engagement there for either side, really. I mean, we saw the loss of an M8, the loss of an additional 50 munitions for no reason whatsoever, but also the loss of 2 PE vehicles, so I'm still not quite sure who came out on top there.
I don't know. I really don't know who came out on top there. Munitions-wise, easily the PE player Complexity earned quite a lot of munitions by killing 100 munitions worth of the M8 plus another 50 on that mine. But manpower and fuel-wise...
went down.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, down in the south, these double sniper teams running around causing mayhem. But they've got to be careful now because they don't have an awful lot of support. And here comes the Hotchkiss now. This could be interesting. Going after the sniper.
Oh! What a snipe! Counter-snipe by this little French tank from Complexity. That was a nice hit.
That was insane.
Awesome
just
hit.
one shot. Boom.
He's trying to chase the other one as well, but Pepsi is basically just kiting him around the building here, and he can't get a clear shot on him.
Whoa!
Oh,
huge
nice
mine. Very big. That's another PE squad going down, but one of the rifles also went down, so it's sort of mutually assured destruction here. For every unit one side loses, the other side loses as well.
Yeah, it loses something at least.
Although at least for Pepsi's side of things, he's got 2 medic tents up. Very strange. He just put them both up at the same time, and is going to try and churn out a few rifles. Hence why I guess he stayed in that engagement for so long.
Yeah, I guess that was his choice. He knew that he would get at least corpses from the battle, but losing an entire...
No!
What the hell? This Hotchkiss! He's seriously gone to marksmanship school or something. I don't know what happened to that guy, but he's sniping everything.
That was nuts. I mean, it's made its cost back just by killing those 2 snipers.
Easily.
That is insane. And now it's got the upgun, the 37
He just double
mil
sniped
upgun.
a medic. He double sniped the 2 medics. They were standing right on top of each other, and he killed 2 medics in one shot. And now he's missing everything. It's very random.
One pretty cool thing to note as well with the upgun Hotchkiss is not just great if you want to penetrate heavier armor, but it also means that the fire rate increases. It turns it into sort of almost like a burst fire weapon. It sort of fires 2 shots in rapid succession, with a long break.
Yeah, it has a bit of a cooldown between the double shots, so to speak. But yeah, it does double up every shot basically. And we do have the OP now from Pepsi actually getting destroyed, taken out by these two Shrek'd up Pigrans, one tank buster squad and one normal Pigran squad with a Shrek on it. The snipers are there to force them off, but he does lose the OP. Or it's two snipers again. He just lost two snipers. Where did these come from?
Sniper train of sniperdom? I have no idea, honestly. He's just been pumping them out. Although, I think Pepsi's, Complexity is getting on top of the counters now because he has just produced himself an armored car and Kettengrad combo, which is, it generally spells death for any sniper that happens to get caught up.
Yeah, the AC can easily, catch up to retreating units like snipers, and if he just can find them somewhere in the open and they're forced to retreat due to the Kettenkrad decloaking him, they're pretty much dead. It's just, it's just no go. The snipers has such a low health, and the main gun on the armored car is such a beast. It just rips them to shreds in literally a few seconds.
Where is this AC going?
I don't know. He's looking for snipers, I think, because he knew that snipers were up there. They were basically just shooting away freely on those tank busters that destroyed the fuel OP. So he knew they were somewhere around that vicinity, but he was too late, and the snipers actually relocated to the center of the map now.
They've still got to be very careful, though, these snipers. They have basically no support. Pepsi's army is split between one rifle squad in the church, and then the rest of it's in his base.
Yeah, Pepsi is very split up at the moment, and if he gets caught off guard somewhere, especially against the armored car or some other vehicle, the snipers can't really defend themselves whatsoever, so they're basically going to be forced to retreat.
This AC and Hotchkiss combo, it's a lot of anti-infantry right there. Oh my god, wow. Really tearing those rifles a new one.
Another sniper up to Vet 1 at 4 kills again.
He likes getting Vet 1 snipers and losing them.
And then losing them. We do have a forward HQ in the church building on Semwa from Pepsi. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in this game, but it seems that both players are just trying to waste a lot of manpower building random stuff.
It's it's
very
odd. It goes against all conventional wisdom, but it seems to be almost working. I don't know for who it's working, but it's. I mean, I don't know what to say really.
Kettenkrad gets sticky to death and destroyed in one hit. Generally that happens, but you can sometimes sticky a pristine Kettenkrad and it won't die from the sticky damage.
Yeah, you can do the same thing to Shrimwagons as well. Sometimes their Shrimwagons won't die to a sticky, which is incredibly infuriating if you're a US player expecting it to die.
And then it just limps away somehow magically from the other side of the
if it's the
hedge
last
or whatever.
thing you do, because that's the sort of the scenario of so many people who throw stickies. It's like they have one man left on the squad, they risk it. Maybe they lose the squad throwing the sticky, but they think, oh, it's okay, it'll be worth it if I kill whatever it is I'm trying to sticky. But nope.
And then it doesn't die.
It just doesn't die. And actually, this is kind of what we're seeing here. This rifle squad chasing the AC desperately, trying to get close enough to throw a sticky.
It's done quite a lot of damage with small arms fire on it, but it didn't get sticky, but it did naturally just get a damage engine. But now the Kettenkrad is here to actually repair it, but there's a second rifleman squad from Pepsi charging it down, and double Kettenkrad repairing on that armored car might get him out of range. It does not get him out of range. Both Kettenkrads instantly start repairing, up to 50%, immobilized, it does survive.
Saved
very lucky
by the repairing. If it wasn't for those two Kettens, he would have lost that AC for sure. We saw our first Hotchkiss Stuka rockets go in. From the north there, that Hotchkiss beginning to rack up the kills with 13 infantry kills now.
Nice. Some defensive
but here are the snipers once again.
Yeah, the two snipers, especially now, the snipers are not alone anymore. They have 3 rifles to support them, even though all of the 3 rifleman squads are basically low on men right now. He can reinforce due to this forward HQ that they built in the church building in the middle of Semwa. So now the snipers are not that easy to counter. If he would have found them before with the armored car and one Ketten and then revealed them, that's one thing. But now, if he goes in with the armored car, he's just going to get sticky and then small arms fires to death. So he can't do that anymore. So as long as Pepsi keeps the snipers supported by infantry, especially rifles, I think they're going to be fairly safe.
Well, he has enough rifles to sort of get a bit of a wall now, a bit of a buffer. But now he needs, well, AT guns, I think, really. As he's facing quite a vehicular army now. Although of course, there is always the problem of the Hotchkiss Stuka rockets, which are very, very good against that kind of thing. And whoa, we have the snipers. They decrewed the flak veiling in
there it is.
in the PE base there. And actually, I think that rifle squad is going to try and steal it.
Is he gonna go for the steal? Here comes the Hotchkiss right now, and that might actually be fairly bad. But the other flak veiling in the base is in range, so I don't know if the flak veiling. You know, the Hotchkiss is fairly lightly armored, so I'm not exactly sure if it would kill something like a Hotchkiss.
This is a strange battle to watch.
Flak versus flak?
Although the PE flak has the benefit of in-base healing. So I think I know who's going to win this one.
Now he turns the gun on the Hotchkiss, and apparently, at least against the frontal armor of the Hotchkiss, most of the shots bounced, so apparently it cannot kill the lightly armored Hotchkiss.
Well, that's one flat veiling gone down from the base at least, so Pepsi will be able to chase his PE opponent just that little bit further if he wants to try and chuck a sticky or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. That is quite good for Pepsi if he needs to just, you know, chase that damaged or destroyed engine vehicle just a little bit further and throw, you know, a finishing sticky on it or killing it with small arms fire. Having that flak veiling actually destroyed is not half bad.
I think this is some close range rockets going down here. Whoa, very close range all around that munitions point. One of the rockets actually scatters enough to hit the rifle squad, and now second defensive veterancy stripe has gone in for this Hotchkiss.
Kettons repairing Kettons. What is this insanity?
It just looks really weird when they do that.
Yeah, it does look really weird. Have you seen one of these trains where there's
yes, I've seen them. They look really
Kettons.
odd.
A train of Kettons.
See, that just looks wrong. That just looks wrong.
They're just looking at each other. What's up, buddy? What's up? So I got this wrench here, so I'll screw a little bit on your tire here. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Screw a little bit on your tire. Was that a euphemism?
I don't know. No, it wasn't actually. It was an unintended pun.
Oh boy.
Double defensive vet Hotchkiss now, actually.
Yeah, he's really been
19.
He's really
Wow.
been stacking up the kills, but things are about to get very interesting because the Panthers have just hit the field. Totally randomly, the Panthers have hit the field.
I don't know, this is kind of like a Mags moment. I just get Panthers because it's Panthers. Because I can.
Panthers are stylish.
I don't actually know, but there's to kill for the Panthers because all of the vehicles from Pepsi has been dead, long gone. So I'm not exactly sure what the choice from Complexity was here. Kind of like PE blindness, I'd call it. Gotta get Panthers because you get 2 Panthers for 1,000 manpower. It's great.
Yeah,
Panthers.
it's a great deal.
Get Panthers, but you know, if there's something to kill for the Panthers, like TD units, for example, awesome. Right now, losing one to an AT gun and some rifles, not that awesome.
Yeah, this attack. Whoa! Oh my
Hotchkiss
god!
Stuka barrage, however, was fairly awesome.
If only he timed the Panthers a little better with that barrage. That was insane. Up to 31 kills now on that Hotchkiss.
31? It was just at 19.
Yeah, that barrage was nuts.
Yeah, he got a good 6-7 kills out of that barrage, I think.
Although, Complexity did lose a whole PG squad.
I think still Complexity came out on top, but he did lose one of the 2 Panthers. If you just crunch the numbers easily, that's a 500 man.
Whoa, my goodness! How did that AC survive?
Was repaired by one of the Ketting crafts at the same time as this happened. So, and now the small arms fire due to the double defensive that actually took quite a while to actually get that last health stripped away from the armored car, but he does end up losing it. Bit sad, actually. 2 AT guns, but I wonder if they're kind of caught on each other right now.
We've got more Panthers en route. 2 more just coming screaming down the road here. This is a tad silly.
I don't know exactly sure what's happening anymore. Well, if
Turning a
Panthers
couple of
just
rifles
keep
into
doing that,
pink mist.
yeah,
Well, if they just keep on
sniping,
rushing the AT guns, I think they're just going to end up seeing a lot of lost Panthers. But the rifles doing a good job of constantly recruiting them.
Oh, nice Stuka barrage on the AT guns and the church.
Wow, church is
that
so
church.
nearly gone in its entirety. Just 1 AT gun left now.
I think Pepsi's gonna try to recruit the one that was decrewed, but he does lose one of the rifles, but he is still reinforcing from the church as it's still intact, somewhat intact, we should say, probably.
Oh boy, this is This is such horrible use of Panthers.
Well,
Being used to charge AT guns head on. It makes no sense to me, but... And I don't know what this Hotchkiss is doing. He's been chilling out in the back lines for a good few minutes here, watching his Panther brethren get destroyed. There goes another one.
Instant vet 2 for that AT gun, and it turns and actually faces the Hotchkiss now. These AT guns, I gotta say, they're fairly strong AT guns.
I mean,
they've shut up right there goes one.
Oh.
Finally, one gets destroyed. The gun itself, not just the crew that just keeps getting sniped over and over again, but Pepsi just keeps reinforcing them from the forward HQ, and basically all the action right now is around these AT guns and this church right now. It's basically Pepsi's stronghold, and I think Complexity basically is kind of forced into doing this a little bit. He could obviously go over to the right-hand side just to Nina the VP, because we gotta, take into consideration that, Complexity is basically fighting a losing game right now due to the VPs being down to 69 right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. They are getting very low.
But still, charging AT guns head-on, double AT guns with Panthers, which is not known for their anti-infantry capabilities or sniping crew members. They do snipe now and then, but they're not extremely reliable.
Wow, that Hotchkiss is going to be vet 3. And the church goes down. It's officially a good game, people.
Game on Semois. Both of the snipers from Pepsi is still alive, however, but he only has 2 remaining rifles and 2 sweeper engineers. He lost the forward HQ. He lost both of the AT guns. They are not recrewable. Both of the AT guns are actually just broken pieces of metal right now outside of the formerly known Semois church.
I approve of this vet 3 Hotchkiss. It has 40 kills and 2
now.
tank kills. Vet 3 defensive. I mean, Hotchkisses don't have an awful lot of survivability, and to his credit, Complexity's been microing them very well, so he may not get to see what happens when an AT gun shoots a vet 3 Hotchkiss and does like no damage to it because it's vet 3. But all I know is that vet 3 defensive anything in the PE army tend to be pretty insane. Like a vet 3, the best vet 3 armored cars. When you pump overdrive on those things, Jesus Christ, it's like they're on crack.
Yeah, they do
it's like
speed down, especially with road bonuses.
Speed. Yeah, on a road with overdrive, vet 3 defensive. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, blink and you miss it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's gonna be hard to actually almost micro it yourself because it's so speedy. If you click, behind it, it does one of these 180 turns in 2 seconds. Wow, that armored car was really lucky.
So
mine was spotted at the same second and it ran over it.
Oh, but he hasn't spotted the other one though. The other one's also very close to him.
Yeah, but it's not actually going that way as the rifles are kind of forcing him away from that point due to the sticky threat. But now the VP on the right-hand side is in Complexity's hand for a very brief moment. It is being contested by a rifleman squad right now. But he has lost the left-hand side, but he's gained the center one. So it's basically back to as it was before, due to losing the left-hand side of the map now. 2 VPs in Pepsi's hands compared to Complexity's 1 down to 38 VPs right now.
You want to know something funny? Complexity has no infantry.
He's got no infantry?
No infantry, not even a single measly P-Gren.
Well, I guess, going all vehicles is okay. You still have the Kettons to cap with, and you don't have to care about the snipers.
Exactly. Maybe this was the point all along.
Maybe.
Oh, one of the Kettons goes down though. He's really running out of capping units in what could be said to be quite a critical moment in terms of capping. I mean, the VPs are stationary right now, but there's only 1 Ketton that I can see. Oh no, 2 Kettons.
Two
Kettons.
Okay. Yeah. 1 down on the right-hand side munitions, trying to regain that point, and 1 capping the fuel right now. But he really needs to guard these 2 VPs now. I'm not exactly sure how he would accomplish that, but yeah, split up his forces or camp the cutoff point, the little entrance there, and then just react if something goes to the left-hand side of the map instead. I don't know.
The engineers run in fear of the vet 3 Hotchkiss.
Ah! Run away! It's the little tank!
It's the little French tank!
It's coming to get me!
So here comes Pepsi's army once again, out into the breach. He is down, though, in terms of the capping units out in the field, not retreating. He's down to just a single rifle and a sweeper engineer. So it's a very, very difficult time for him to actually go out and try and cap stuff, especially when there's these ACs out in force.
Yeah, the ACs do a tremendous amount of damage against infantry, especially things like engineers. You know, you've seen ACs rip a whole engineer squad into small pieces in just one burst.
Oh my god, this rifle squad at point blank range is just taking...
What?
Wow!
It's the second time I see a stick in an armored car, just that it gets like Vet 1 or something like that, defensive veteran C, and it doesn't get any form of critical. And this engineer squad is toast.
Oh,
yeah, that's
boy.
what happened with engineer squads against double ACs.
And I think this is a Hotchkiss on the base here. This could be nasty as these rifles get back to base.
Where's the rockets there?
Oh
what
my
a nail
God.
in the coffin right there!
What a shot!
I think this is actually kind of it, because Pepsi right now is floating for what I think is a Pershing, but there are Panthers on the field. The Pershing is not going to be able to combat the double Panthers, especially not as the Kettenkrads can actually repair in combat quite hastily as well. You know, look at the AC health right now when it's getting repaired by only one Hotchkiss or one Kettenkrad. It's quite speedy actually. So with 2 Kettenkrads or more repairing vehicles in the heat of battle, that's going to be, you know, an easy win for these 2 Panthers. And not to mention, I bet these Hotchkiss could probably tank the Pershing for ages.
That Vet 3 Hotchkiss on its own could probably just like circle strafe the Pershing to death. I don't know. I mean, if the Pershing sat stationary, it definitely could, but obviously it wouldn't be sitting stationary. So I don't know. It would be something interesting to sandbox.
Vet 3 Hotchkiss defensive versus Pershing. Mint.
Oh, you should see it, a Vet 3 defensive Hetzer. It's like one of the most unkillable units in the game. Like, besides the Vet 3 defensive Panther, which I have only ever seen once in this game, it's pretty much about as tough as they come.
Yeah, well, the Hetzer, even unvetted, you know, they bounce AT gun shots so reliably. It's so good, the frontal armor on it.
Well,
Triple damage engine! I was sitting in around waiting for that. I was like, I wonder if the Kettenkrads would actually spot it before it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. They both go repairing the Hotchkiss first.
What will the Pershing shoot? Now, look at that. Look at that. One shot from the Pershing did that to a Hotchkiss. That's nuts.
It didn't really do much. It didn't really do much at all. Not much at all.
That's going to be depressing for Pepsi, and look at the amount of damage his Pershing has taken already, just after a couple of seconds here.
He's used field repairs, but he's basically down to 100 munitions right now, so he couldn't use it again. So this is basically the one use of field repair, and he's fairly damaged, and he's actually forced to move away from his shot-blocking house due to the Stuka barrage from the little Hotchkiss that could.
The little Hotchkiss that could. We've got, well, a very dominant position here from the PE player. I mean, he could essentially just call in nothing but Panthers now, as long as he can get the pop cap. He's floating 800 manpower now, and the Pershing is really all Pepsi is going for him right now.
Yeah, and that's not much considering there's plenty of counters from complexity. Look at this repair train. What's happening? It's just repair icons all over the place.
Oh, I would love to see that Vet 3 Hotchkiss go and hunt down the Pershing. It should totally
could probably
do that.
do it. Yeah.
Oh, it almost certainly could, I bet. Because that Pershing's only a couple of shots away. Yeah, just
he's gonna go for the Pershing.
This is gonna be good.
Go for the Pershing. The Vet 3 Hotchkiss plus Panther buddy though against this Pershing, and this Pershing is gonna get
right up in the rear
Hotchkiss
armor.
now.
Right up in the rear armor. Beautiful.
The Panther actually misses. At least the Hotchkiss can still hit, and the double shot takes out the Pershing. Hero Hotchkiss of the game.
He's actually gonna take a sticky in the rear. But it won't do too much.
It's gonna deflect. It didn't even produce a critical. It basically just deflected the critical, and he did take some health damage. But you know, you gotta give the sticky something, I guess.
Oh, that was crazy. And now
the AT gun was flanked and killed by this armored car that is getting repaired by 3 Kettens at the same time, and he's basically repairing.
It's getting repaired faster than the 30 cal can kill it.
Yeah. And the base MG is just basically doing nothing. The OP on that munitions point, which has been there for quite a long time, is getting destroyed by the Vet 3 Hotchkiss and the now Vet 2 defensive Panther from Complexity. And, well, Pepsi is locked in his base with no manpower and no, you know, go-to counter that can counter everything in Complexity's army. All he can do right now is basically sit here and lose.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas really. He needs an AT gun wall, and he is building AT guns, but oh wow, that veteran Hotchkiss almost bit the dust there. Look at that.
Yeah, that was AP rounds actually. I heard it on the sound from the AT gun actually makes a sharper sound when they use AP rounds, and he got 2 nice hits on the Hotchkiss, but still didn't kill it.
Blexley decided to revel in his Hotchkiss successes. He built 2 more, which are now chilling out on the left, and now he's flooding the field with vehicles. 2 fresh ACs coming in to raid the base and put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, put the boot in now on Pepsi's remaining army. He's got 1 AT gun. It's basically the only proper counter to any form of vehicles from a PE arsenal. You know, stickies can do the trick on Moss, and they can keep them away and deter them. But apart from that, they can't really do anything. And this rifleman squad is deader than a doorknob, and it's over. This is over. 30 VPs too for complexity, and Pepsi calls the GG with a little sad face as well.
Boy, that was an unorthodox game.
Very, very strange. It's kind of like the last game we did, episode 80, Spanky versus Rationstein. I'm not sure. Is this what, you know, Steam Co. has boiled down to? Let's do some crazy stuff on stream, and everybody will laugh at me. I don't know, because it's silly.
I'm sensing people might be a little bored with the status quo in COH.
Might be.
Or at least the former status quo. Maybe they're trying to carve out a new metagame where you go WSC first, build 1 unit, then go for racks, and like you just totally pile everything into your tech. Just forget the units, everything into tech. I don't know.
Pepsi built everything. He even had TD. I don't think he ever produced something from it.
I think he got HVAP from it, because the Pershing sounded like a HVAP Pershing, and it seemed to be penetrating a lot as well.
This might be true. I don't actually know. But going into this 100% vehicular armor from Complexity completely countered, you know, Pepsi's WSC units. His 2 snipers, they were just like, yeah, we've got 1, so we're probably going to die soon. But we'll never get any more vet quite reliably because there's nothing to shoot at. Because there's no infantry left.
Exactly. All they can do is like pick away at like an almost dead armored car in the hope that they might kill it.
Yeah, I think they could potentially get a kill crit on something like an armored car, or at least a Kettenkrad, because I'm fairly sure I've seen a sniper kill things like the Wehrmacht bike, for example, or the PE Kettenkrad.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely an unorthodox game. If you want to see more unorthodox games, go and check out episode 80, Rationstein versus Spanky. That was another pretty interesting game. But if you enjoyed this game, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and share it around your friends, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.